that is more of what we need. And second to that, I also want to speak about society is very harsh on our women, and women don't have role models because the people that they look up to are the people that are doing the mistakes in society. So you spoke about a crisis, an economic crisis, and the pandemic in leadership. So the topic of this whole seminar, it speaks about empowering the next generation of leaders. So I want to ask you a question as to what, or do you think that we need a new paradigm shift in positions of power where we need more women leading in strategic political positions of power, where we have a sweep of men stepping down from those positions and having women stepping in? And last question is that what is your plan on how to then empower a new generation of women in leadership? Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Name, sorry?
My name is Kiamokhetsu.
Kiamokhetsu. Thank you, Kiamokhetsu. It's a very tough touch and go topic. I say this because, so I agree, yes, we need to have more female leaders. Then I have a question of the type of leaders that then get into these spaces. Because, and this is just an opinion, so once again, I hope I'm not crucified about streaming, is that the question would be, when they do it, are they just doing it to fill in numbers? Is it just a BE scorecard type of thing? Just like how tenders would be done. Is it just to face value? So are you putting these females on those positions just because she's a female? She has the genitalia and the face? Or are you putting her because she literally will be the relevant leader to make the right decisions? And what I've found, or what I see rather, hence I say it's an opinion, I feel like people are just being put in positions solely because they're females. Skills, intellect. So I do agree that there should be more of that happening. I mean, even right now, we can't even have the discussion of a female president. It's a difficult conversation to have because the structures have their own things that are happening, you know. That also actually makes me question of our democratic system. Is it relevant? Is it relevant? Ding, ding. And then your last question, Kana, it had to do with what is the plan?
Yeah, how do we empower a new generation of women in leadership?
So you want it to be strategically about women, not just young people, right?
Yeah.
For me, I would, honestly, I advocate for both. So because I fit into both, not me, but just generally. I honestly believe that both women, but also young people, need to get into more structures of leadership. The reason why I say that is what I mentioned in the speech, to say that we have a particular type of foresight. It could be like a sixth sense of some sort. And unfortunately, our parents are not really right now in the right position to make decisions for us for the next 60 years, 80 years. They don't even know, yo, guys, like my mother the other day says that, you know, we voice noted one another, or why kitima? Khanti, you know, like there where you change the speed. And I'm like, yo, girl. But like a voice note, you know. Now Lady Pando's busy telling Ukraine to do, Russia to it, and they can't even use technology. So for me, it's that element of, so here's what I think now should happen, and this is what I advocate for, and this is what I've written some of my theses is put us in those places. Put these women and these ladies. But my cash, I can be our advisors. So we need to learn to balance both. We're not saying that the medalas are irrelevant. They must just all go. They have wisdom that they've gained through being underground. They've got their strategies that still work, you know. But now the issue would be, let's balance these two. Let's make them meet one another at some point. Find the strengths of the young people, find the strength of the women. And what I love about what you're saying is it also then goes back to the population. The same 60% that women area thing. But you're not making decisions that help us. The systems are not conducive for us and our living. I apply for a job, you know, someone was asking me, why are you studying so much? You're busy getting MBA. I do the same job as you, but I've only got a matric. And I'm like, my guy, for me to just walk in a room, my CV goes before me. There's some sort of credentials that I need for you to, at least to trust. I can't just come through with a matric as opposed to them, and they're a male. You know what I'm saying? So those are the hurdles that we are facing, like now, every day. It's not even about in the future. Like, those are the hurdles that we're facing. And also, when you apply for things, the advancements that you get, you're just seen as a face. You don't have a voice. You don't know what you're talking about. I already know women in leadership.
And since I then speak or put much more emphasis on the women.
Yes.
Because I know the fact that women are still partially excluded in
Sure.
society, and also in the economic ranks of
100%.
society.
Yeah.
So I then touched on
Women. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Hey, night debate, okay? Sure. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes, it's a step. We agree, it's a step, you know, and it's a very important step. And even what you're talking, I was having a chat with Nell earlier on. There's this the study and question within the African continent, right? Let's say we're talking about entrepreneurship and female in businesses, and I'm glad that you took the step to be compliant, to register. And now the statistics show that there's more female entrepreneurs or business people, okay, let me call them entrepreneurs, but actually within the informal sector. Like, forgot the stats, the exact stats, but like, it's above 40, man, in Africa. So there are businesses that are happening, but they're not formalized. And it's mostly women. And the unfortunate part about them being informal is that they then don't have access to funding, because Hurukra funding, you need to have certain documentation. So, yes, ma'am. Entrepreneurs.
Interest in getting funding,
100%.
a lot of things that people don't think about. People think entrepreneurship, I have to get a loan, but they don't.
There's other channels. Yes. And that's the unfortunate part about entrepreneurs. I think, honestly speaking, that was the purpose of it. To get more black people involved in the system, fine, but to also use that so that you can use that money. But what do? Exactly, instead of actually using that money to fund the actual ideas. Because there's nothing wrong with, let me supply this for you for now, and then the profits, I'm going to go do what I actually want to do. So it's us lacking, once again, strategy. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. Career shift from a CA to a trade data, what we call a development indicator, right? So what advice would you give this generation that we have today on how to locate their passion, how to navigate through it, and finally how to make it lucrative for them?
It needs intentionality. For me, I literally, so the moment I dropped out from UCT, I went back home, columns. Oh, guys, I came back in the wrong. I want a depression, guys. So, because I went there skinny, I come back and I'm just like this fat blob of nothing. But anyway, so I had also distorted mindset of my image, and like everything was just messed up. I was literally depressed. And to be honest, I was speaking to my mother once, and I told her, I think I only got out of that, kind of, what do they call it? Like, I wouldn't call it depression, but like a pit of self-doubt. It took me 10 years to kind of undo that. Because like, I get you go in there thinking you're sort of smartish, first test 10% or 20%, and you're questioning, like, I thought I can't, or is this career not for me? You know, is the problem me, or is the problem I'm not studying hard enough? And that thing of figuring out if that course is for you, you know? So for me, I had like a process of like a journey. I would wake up, so when I came back, it was early Feb, and at our church, we had like a Daniel fast. So I extended mine, because I was like, I need to seek the Lord. And in that process, I would, run from home to Peter Mkaba Stadium. And that would be my meditation time, to be like, okay, God, so you've given me certain gifts and talents. I'm not really sure how to use them or what I'm supposed to be using them for. Clearly, accounting as yon. And when I left, I remember I booked a meeting with the accounting lecturer, Carla Fourie, I think that was her name. And I was just like, Carla, I don't know if I should leave this thing or should I change the course. Like, even if I change, I've always pictured that whole CA bracket thing. So I can't even picture myself doing economics. I can't picture myself doing a BA in media. Like, I didn't see it. I don't know why, but I didn't see it. So I sat with her, and she was like, obviously, I don't know you guys. I don't know, because you guys are a huge bunch of people. But the moment you walked into my room, my office, I could kind of tell you're not an accountant. And I'm like, oh, she's like, you're very bubbly. And I'm not saying that there are accountants who are not bubbly, but you wouldn't be able to spend the next 40 years sitting at a table balancing books that don't balance. You'd be frustrated. And for me, that was like my moment of, okay, so if not this, then that plan B, C, D element of it. I would advise, however, that you guys maybe have some sort of process of asking yourself probing questions about yourself. Sometimes your careers are linked with your past. When I say that, I'm passionate about women empowerment because I'm an only child of a woman. I've seen how she struggled bringing me up. I've seen my bringing me up as well. It was a community of people. I'm very passionate about women because of that joining the dots. When I look at me being passionate about things like rural development, it's because I spent time Limpopo and I saw that. So maybe also go back to your childhood and check some of the things that might be sparked to say, I love planting. Maybe this is actually, even not like I'm going to study agriculture, but maybe this could be one of the things that I do and might flourish, whatever, or I like working with my hands. Maybe marketing is not my thing. Maybe I should go into artisan skills. And these are some of the things that we look down on, but right now they're actually picking up, around. But also, if you can, try to speak to a career coach. These people are skilled in identifying your strengths. They have tests that they run. If you can, those people are the people. There's a woman that I know of online, and her consultation isn't that much. To some people, it might be a lot, but like, you send her your CV as it is, you book a consultation with her, and she'll be able to say, no, fix your CV. The way you've positioned it, that other person might not, because like right now we're seeing it the way we see. We just write, ka border, yo guys, ibileli di raka di border. And these days, the CV, the graphic. So you're competing also with Banabailung Hore, or people rather. Their CVs look so much attractive. So yeah, how you're border, they won't really look at it. So you do consult with, like, when it comes to such jobs, and somebody, if you could Google career coaches in Soshanguve, there most probably might be people that you can have a conversation with, and they will tell you, no man, okay, don't put this in your CV, put this, then it positions you better. Yeah. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
Fact that we have a government that's basically making decisions for us and they won't be there, things like that. And you also mentioned the fact that you like to plant a seed. So I just wanted, because I'm looking at your website right now, I see you're part of the Take a Girl of Work, Child to Work Day, I just wanted to know from your platform, like, do you have programs whereby we can apply and like grow more into what you're doing?
So for me, that's like stuff that we did. Don't do that any longer, but I can plan. So that's why I would most probably, I know this, some of the people that I know or whatever, I'm able to plug to people who do that on a full-time basis, and that's what I've decided my business will actually be, like a plugger. You know, so instead, because I'm limited, I can only do so much, but there are people who are experts in such fields. They've built careers out of that. They've got expertise. So I would rather be the person to be like, okay, talk to this one. Where do you stay? Okay, cool. So after varsity, can you go to, this institution? 100%.
So you can use the contact information here.
Yes, you can. And you via email, whatever. It's fine. Yeah. Any other questions, ladies and gentlemen? Lim Jojo. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Labo. We appreciate all the guidance, all the advice, and everything that you have said. I would like to call Ms. Kira from SBL for I think all of this up.
Good morning.
Guys, I get choose. Can you?
You know what I know about those things? And then, because the students and someone as beautiful as confident as she is, stands here, she talks all this great, and then you think to yourself, oh my goodness, this sounds so far. And so far from what I can possibly do. And then she's showing you all these people. I met this person from here, she's doing this now, I met this one there, she's doing this now, I met this one there, she's doing this now. It can be you guys. It really can be you. I know some of you sometimes you hear things, but when you walk out of there, you forget. I hope for those of you who already had ideas, I hope you triggered something. And for those of you who didn't have ideas, I hope you planted a seed for you to just take something outside of the classroom, just outside of the careers that you guys are in case something happens, in case I don't find a job, like she said. What's that mean, I hope you read it. My name is Pina Borkholt, Director at GMD. We are part of SCIDE, the directorate that is basically concerned about showing light outside the classroom. Like Mr. Mukhane said earlier, entrepreneurship programs. Basically one of these, like this one, is one of those programs where we try and just show you something, give you something outside like academic content, basically. With all that said, I'd like to thank our guest speaker, Ms. Ria and partner. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you. We really appreciate your presence. I know you're probably busy. How just read a big profile of yours, probably involved in important things. But you took time and you graced us with your presence. We really appreciate it. We thank the live stream team, guys. Thank you so much. We know we're also possibly busy, but you did take your time and come to grace us with your presence. Thank you guys, for especially the audience. I know we can organize all of this, but without you guys, it is really a fail. We thank the SGO team, guys. Thank you so much for coordinating all of this. I know it wasn't easy, but you're running around and made it possible. Thank you so much, Amu, for running the program. Thank you, Mr. Mukhane, for your participation. Thank you guys. I know you're really, you're a really participative team. You've engaged with us. But sometimes you find the audience that just sits there, they don't engage, and then the guest speaker goes like, okay, they're really not feeling my energy. But I appreciate what you did for her. It was really beautiful.